Hi guys, and welcome to Escape Wheel Watch Reviews. My name is Steve, and today we're looking at the San Martin SN012. So this watch has been on sale for a little while. I think Gary over at I Like Watches reviewed it, and it didn't do as well as people were thinking it was going to do, and that's mainly because it had the Miyota 8215 movement inside, and I think a lot of people were kind of let down by that. Well, San Martin has listened, and they have silently updated this with the optional Miyota 8315. So that's a brand new movement from Miyota, and it's quite a bit nicer than the old 8215. So we'll touch base on that in the movement section. But yeah, let's get into it. So the retail price for this watch is $263, and that's with the 8315, or you can save about $40 and get the old 8215. This watch is offered in two different colors. You get this fully lumed white dial or a black dial. So what do you get for your money? You get a full 316L stainless steel case, screw down crown, screw down case back, 200 meters of water resistance, sapphire crystal, ceramic bezel insert, solid stainless steel bracelet and clasp, and then your choice of the Japanese Miyota automatic movement. So this watch was sent to me for free, kind of, by the San Martin official store on AliExpress. However, you are going to get my honest opinions on these reviews every single time. So yeah, just with that out of the way, I say we get right into the review. But before we do, let's do a quick wrist check. Kind of a tool watchy vibe today, wearing the Addy's Dive Captain Willard homage. Really, really great watch. And I'll be leaving my link for the review right up here. Alright, so let's do the dimensions on this. So I'm going to measure the bezel, since that's what's mostly important. So bezel is 41.2 millimeters in diameter. Got a case thickness of 12.9 millimeters. You got a lug width of 20 millimeters. Then you've got an overall case length of 51.0. So this watch is a little bit bigger than what I've been typically buying. I usually try and stick to sub 40 millimeters, maybe 40 millimeters at the max. That 51 millimeter lug to lug, that's pretty long. But surprisingly, this thing's been getting a lot of wrist time. I'm not sure what it is about it, but I really, really like it. And I like the way it fits me. So I'm going to go outside right now and throw it on the wrist for you. So here we are on my 7.5 inch wrist, and you can see it wears great on me. This is a little bit bigger than I've been typically buying, but I still think it wears really good. You do have a little bit of turn down to those lugs, but not too much. But yeah, it's a very comfortable watch, pretty heavy, and I do think it looks really good. You got lots of light play off of that bracelet, and everything feels very balanced. I love the brushed bezel insert. I think that's really cool. It's nice not having stuff shining all over the place, and yeah, this thing just looks really good. Ultra legible. You know, those black hands with the white dial. There we are in some direct sunlight. It's having trouble focusing on the dial. It wants to focus on what the crystal's reflecting, but there's plenty of AR coating on it, and yeah, it's still plenty legible even in direct sunlight, and it just looks great. Yeah, I've got no complaints with this thing. It looks really, really cool. I'm going to go throw it on some straps, and we'll get back to it. And here we are on a black rubber strap. This is a Riche band. I'll leave the link down for this in Amazon. A really nice silicone band, very comfortable. And I think it goes great with this watch. It does look really cool. I like the textured strap with that bezel, and yeah, it looks really good. What do you guys think? I'm going to throw it on a couple more. Figured I'd throw a little extra color at you guys today. This bright blue strap, I think it looks pretty good. Maybe clashes a little bit with that red text, but yeah, this is a very summery feeling combination. Yeah, just thought I'd have a little fun. Here we are on a kind of an olive green color. This is another Riche strap. Yeah, very comfortable, and I think this color actually looks pretty cool with that white dial. What do you guys think? And here we are on a Vario vintage leather strap. Giving you guys all sorts of straps today, but I know you guys like it, so here we go. If you don't like it, just skip. But yeah, looking really good on this one, and I wanted to show you guys this because while it doesn't really look like it here in artificial light, it actually brings out kind of a creamy color to the dial, so just keep that in mind. It looks really cool, but even this I think looks pretty good. What do you guys think? I'm going to throw it on some pass-through straps, and we will get back to it. And here we are on a black and white single pass strap. I think that combo looked pretty sweet. What do you guys think? You got one layer underneath the watch there, and it still sits pretty good. It does look really, really nice. Very comfortable, obviously. And I think the black and white just goes really well with this combo. Got one more strap though. And lastly, here we are on a khaki color NATO strap, and 2 layers underneath the watch. It sits up a little bit, but still manageable in my opinion. Comfortable, feels balanced, all that stuff. And I think this color combo looks pretty good. What do you guys think? It's a very tooly watch, so tooly strap kind of goes well with it. Let's go back inside and we'll get back to the review. Alright, so let's talk about the case finishing on this. So the case finishing is done really nice. So you've got a vertical brushing on the tops of the lugs here. You got nice sharp corners on these transitions, are really nice and sharp. You've got a vertical brushing on the side of the case as well. That's pretty unusual. Usually they go the length of the case. So this one's up and down, but nicely done, I do think. And I think it just looks really good. They did a good job. These corners here are a little sharp. Same with the bottom of the case, just a little sharp. It hasn't really bothered me on wrist at all. I just thought I'd mention it. But these inside corners, those corners are really sharp. Obviously with a bracelet, it doesn't really matter. And again, it hasn't really bothered me, but yeah, I've just noticed that these corners right here, these inside corners of the tips of the lugs are really sharp. The crown guards here are done really nicely, semi-guarded crown. Really nice crown though. You see it's got the San Martin logo there. You can see I got a little bit of blue left in there. I'm just seeing that now, so I'm gonna have to work and get that out. But really nice crown, very grippy, good size, matches that bezel pretty good, I think. The case back on this thing, very simple, sterile case back. It's got your typical notches there for your tools, which I love to see. I'm glad they didn't go with a Rolex style case. And then on the bottom of the case, you've got circular brushing, really nicely done again. Nothing too sharp or anything like that. It does feel a little bit sharp as you run your finger along it, but it's nothing that's bothered me on wrist. So yeah. So let's talk about the bezel on this thing. So this bezel is actually really, really nice. It is a 120 click unidirectional bezel. You can see here, there's absolutely no play in it. The alignment is just spot on. I'll let you listen to the clicks here. Really nice, solid clicking action. It's very notchy, very satisfying to click. There's no high points or low points or anything like that. And again, I mean, just it is really, really nice and solid. There's no bounce in it. There's no wobble in it. There's no movement at all. It's an excellent bezel. This is probably one of the best bezels I've tried besides that Christopher Ward Trident, I'd say. Really nice bezel action. Very happy with it. And the grip on it is excellent. Very, very good grip on it. You got these nice big teeth here, all machined really, really nicely. I mean, I'm just very impressed with the level of finishing on this. It's a simply finished case, nothing fancy, no polishing or anything like that. But what they did do is they did a really good job on the brushing. You can see there's even like a bead blasted finish in between those teeth. Yeah, really, really happy with the finishing on this thing. The bezel insert, this is an interesting one. So this is a ceramic bezel insert, and they finished it a little bit differently than normal. So normal ceramic bezel inserts are super shiny. This one is a really nice circular brushing. I'm going to get you a nice close up here. And you can see, I mean, it's done really nicely. I'm a huge fan of this matte finish that they did. It looks really good, and it really adds to that tool watch vibe. Very happy with it. All these markings here that you see, they are all lumed with BGW9 Lume. Really happy with that. I like the full minute graduation there. I think it looks great. Yeah, really happy with the bezel insert, and I've got nothing bad to say about the bezel. It's excellent. So let's test the crystal. Crystal is positive for sapphire, as you can see. So the crystal is dead flat. There's no curvature whatsoever to it. It does sit ever so slightly above the bezel insert there, as you can maybe see right here by my finger. A little bit of a chamfer on the corner, but otherwise it is very simple. It is very plain. I've got no complaints with it. Every once in a while you get it in some certain lighting and it kind of almost hazes over a little bit. So I don't know what's going on with that, but yeah, I think the AR coating is really good. It's very strong, especially on this white model. I've got no problems ever reading the time, and yeah, it does look really good. There's a blue tint to it a little bit, but it's really not bad on this white model. All right, so let's talk about the dial. So like I mentioned, this does come in a black dial, and then it also comes in this fully loomed white dial. We'll get to the lume shot in just a second. But yeah, I think this white dial is really cool. I like the white with the black bezel. I'm a sucker for that combo. I don't know what it is, but I just love it. You got really nice crisp printing of the indices, really black hands, very dark hands. Yeah, I mean, they're nicely sized. They're maybe a little bit short. I wish they would reach out all the way, maybe, yeah, another millimeter on them wouldn't hurt, but they don't look bad. Really easy to read against that white dial, and yeah, I really like this combination. You've got that really interesting hexagon second hand there, as you can see, filled with red, and then you've got this splash of red down here as well, the 200 meters. And I mean, everything is done nicely. It's pretty cool. It's got a interesting look to it. It doesn't look like much else on the market, and I think that's a good thing. Really nicely centered. Minute track and indices, they're all done nicely. Printed pretty flat. Obviously, you don't need to add layers of paint to block out the lume, so they didn't really do that. It's a very flat dial, but I think it does look really cool. And I mean, the star of the show is the lume. So let's pop up a lume shot right now, and here you can see it against the Willard on the left hand side and my SKX mod on the right hand side, and I mean, it's just really good. I mean, the lume on this thing is just kind of bonkers. I love these fully loomed dials. It lasts all night long. Got no problems reading it. It's excellent. Really good. Happy that they loomed the bezel insert as well. It's all done really nicely, nice and crisp, and yeah, I do really like it. All right, so let's talk about the movement. So the movement inside this one is the Miyota 8315, not the Miyota 8215. It did fix one of the biggest issues I have with the Miyota 8215, and we'll get to that in just a second. So movement is operated by this 3 o'clock screw down crown. Really nice, smooth action to the winding, or to the threading. First position here, you hand wind the movement. It's nice and smooth. It kind of feels just like an 8215. Not much resistance to it. It's definitely a lot different feeling than some of the PT5000s that I've recently had. Pretty similar to the NH35. You do have a ghost date position, so this first position, there's a ghost date position back there. Pull it out to the third position and it hacks a second hand, so that's one thing that they fixed. The 8215 does not hack, the 8315 does hack, so really happy that they put that in there. Otherwise it functions just like the 8215. Yeah, no issues with it. It's been really accurate for me. This one is plus 5 seconds a day. Yeah, I can't really complain about that. The screwing in action, again, super smooth. No problems with it at all. So this is a 21,600 beats per hour movement, so that's 6 ticks of the second hand every second. So this movement has also been upgraded to 60 hours of power reserve. So that's up 20 hours from the roughly 40 hours of the 8215, so that's also another big bonus. So the only thing that they really haven't fixed with this movement is the unidirectional winding rotor. So if you know the Miyota 8215, once that rotor starts spinning in one direction, it just keeps on going. Some watches don't mask that very well at all. It's loud. You can feel it on the wrist. You can see the watch head kind of wobbling on the wrist. It's not a pleasant feeling at all. Thankfully, this watch, you know, the 8315 still has that unidirectional winding rotor, but this case is so thick, I think, and so heavy and so solid that you don't really hear it at all. I can hear it when I really put myself in a quiet room and put the watch up to my ear. I can hear it. I definitely haven't felt it like I've felt it on other watches, so that's a positive. In my opinion, on this model here, it's not an issue. I usually hate that feature on other watches, but on this one, it's not bad at all. So I wouldn't let that hold you back from buying this at all. All right, so let's talk about the bracelet on this. So bracelet, pretty nicely done. It is a fully brushed bracelet. You have solid end links, solid links, screw pins for adjusting. You do have a fully milled San Martin clasp with the San Martin branding. Again, fully brushed with polished chamfers. And I mean, this clasp has been on quite a few watches, and I love it. I've got no problems with it. It acts fine every single time. Pretty low profile, nice and rounded. 4 micro adjust here, so you're going to get a really good fit on the bracelet. Yeah, I've got no problems with it. It's a 5-link bracelet here, and it kind of plays with the light nicely. Really cool, flat surfaces, so you kind of get some of that sparkle. It's almost like an engineer style bracelet, but really happy with it. You do have female pivot end links, which is also nice. Trying, keeping that 51 millimeters, the true lug to lug of this thing. And yeah, I'm very happy with it. The bracelet does taper ever so slightly down to 18 millimeters. And yeah, I mean, it's a great bracelet. I've got no problems with it. And the clasp, obviously fully milled on the inside here, and 2 pushers. Everything's done really good. There's no diver's extension or anything like that. But yeah, really happy with the bracelet. I don't have, the only negative thing I can say about the bracelet is that every once in a while, when this first link kind of sits like this, it can get hung up on this this first link here. I don't know what causes that, and I can't even replicate it when I try to. So it's not a big deal at all. It's just one of those things that I notice when it's sitting on a table sometimes like this, and you pick it up. Sometimes that first link will get caught. Other than that, though, the bracelet's great. I do really like the look of it. I think it looks pretty good. So there you go, guys. That is the new updated San Martin SN012. Be sure to use the link down below. That will take you to the version with the 8315. They also have a separate link for just the 8215. I'm not sure why they did that, but just keep that in mind. If you try and search for this on San Martin's site, you might find it with just the 8215. So make sure you get the option of a 8215 or an 8315 when you go to order, because there are 2 separate listings, and that's the listing down below is the new updated listing. So just keep that in mind. A huge thank you to the San Martin official store. They've always been really good to me. They offered a good discount on my previous watch. They threw this one in for free. I paid for the upgraded 8315 movement. But yeah, they're always really responsive to me, and yeah, very happy with them. If you guys want to see some more pictures of this or see what's coming up on the channel, be sure to check me out on Instagram. Also check me out on Reddit. Both of those links are down below. If you guys have any questions or comments, what do you guys think about this? You like it? You gonna now consider it now that it's got the 8315 in it? I think it's worth it. Just let me know below. But I think that's about it for now. Thanks a lot for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next one. See ya.